They say the opera house is abandoned, but is it really empty? Strange whispers echo through the halls, shadows move when no one is there, and those who dare to step inside either vanish or lose their voices forever. The legend of the phantom isn't just a story, it's a warning, and those who ignore it, they pay the price. But what really happened behind those grand crimson curtains? Why did the theater director disappear without a trace? And most chilling of all, who or what still haunts the stage to this day? The opera house stood in eerie silence, its grand chandeliers swaying ever so slightly in the still air. The marble floors, once polished to perfection, now bore the stains of time, and the crimson curtains draped heavily, as though hiding secrets too dark to reveal. This was no ordinary theater. This was a place cursed by a presence unseen, yet deeply felt. They whispered about him, the phantom of the opera house, a shadow lurking beyond the velvet seats, watching from the rafters, his breath cold as winter itself. No one had seen his face, yet his legend lived on through those who vanished, through voices that echoed when the stage was empty, through the feeling of fingers tracing one's skin when no one was near. Marcel Dupont, the new theater director, scoffed at the rumors. Ghosts were stories, nothing more. He believed in discipline, in structure, in logic. So when rehearsals began for the grand reopening, he dismissed the murmurs of the crew. The phantom was just a tale, a trick of the mind. And then the first accident happened. A young actress, Sophie Lemoine, practicing her solo under the Golden Dome, let out a scream so sharp it shattered the room's silence. She fell, clutching her throat, eyes bulging with terror. No one saw what had happened, but her voice, her once angelic voice, was gone. Not hoarse, not weak, gone. She opened her mouth, but not a single note escaped. Her lips trembled, her hands shook, but silence swallowed her whole. The crew whispered of the phantom's curse, that those who dared steal his stage would suffer. But Marcel remained firm. Superstition had no place in his opera house. Then came the second incident. A technician, Jean Moreau, was working late in the catwalks, ensuring the ropes and pulleys were secure. He was the only one there, or so he thought. When the others arrived the next morning, they found his body hanging above the stage, eyes wide open, his expression frozen in a scream. The rope, old and brittle, was wrapped around his throat, yet no one could explain how it had tightened on its own. Fear gripped the company. Some refused to perform. Others quit altogether. Marcel stood firm, but doubt clawed at his reason. It was then he found the letter. A single sheet of parchment, placed upon his desk in ink as dark as night. Leave, now, or join the others in silence. Marcel's fingers trembled as he crushed the note. He would not be threatened by a phantom, by a trickster hiding in the shadows. That night, he stayed alone, determined to uncover the truth. The halls stretched endlessly, their golden glow swallowed by darkness. Each step echoed, bouncing off the walls like a whispering chorus of the damned. Then came the laughter, low, guttural, curling through the corridors like smoke. It grew louder, surrounding him, closing in. Marcel spun, his breath shallow, his heart a hammer against his ribs. There was no one there, yet the laughter persisted, mocking, taunting. The chandeliers above began to sway. The curtains rippled without wind, and from the depths of the theater, a single voice hummed a melody. haunting, sorrowful, filled with the agony of the forgotten. A cold hand gripped his shoulder. He turned, but there was nothing. Just the emptiness of the grand stage stretching endlessly before him. Then the voice spoke. A whisper, barely more than a breath, yet it roared inside his skull. "You should have left, Marcel. You should have listened." The next morning, the crew arrived to find the stage in ruins. Props shattered, curtains torn, and in the center, where Marcel had stood the night before, only a single mask remained. A mask of ivory white, its surface cracked, its hollow eyes staring into the abyss. The opera house never reopened. They say if you listen closely, you can still hear the whisper of the phantom, waiting for the next soul foolish enough to claim his stage.